Hey guys, it's Tammy. As you may notice, this is not a whispering video. There are going to be a few trigger sounds. I'm just going to show you how to get this face. So if you're interested, keep watching. So first, what I'm going to do is moisturize my skin. I'm going to show you, I have this little 3-tiered Sterilite container that I use to keep the current makeup that I like to use. I like to switch it out every couple months or so. But this is my face drawer right now. And I don't use everything in there every time, obviously. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my moisturizer. I am using Youth Code from L'Oreal. This is their texture perfector. It kind of hides your pores a little bit, so I like the sound of the jar. And it's actually a beautiful light pink color inside. I'll take a little bit on my clean hands. Put the cap back on. Just going to apply this to my face. Now, to apply my foundation, I normally use one of these beauty blender sponges. You just get them damp with water, wring out the excess, and it's a miracle worker. It makes it look like you've airbrushed your skin. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to use a Real Techniques buffing brush. I'm just going to apply the moisturizer to the brush. I figure more people have brushes than they do beauty blenders, so I'm just going to dab this on. It just gives you a nice even base to work with. And since you've used your foundation brush to put it on, your foundation will glide on that much smoother. But before I put on my foundation, I'm going to use this L'Oreal Miracle Blur. And what it does, it's kind of a silicone feel. And the oil-free one that I need, because I have oily skin, it's clear and it just feels like silicone. It kind of fills in the pores. So again, we're smoothing out our canvas. If you don't have big pores, you can probably go ahead and skip this step. Just a tiny bit. And I'm going to go ahead and apply this. You can kind of see it does start, and this couch is squeaky, I apologize. And it does kind of blur the imperfections on your face. Sometimes when I don't want to wear makeup, but I want to look a little more presentable, I'll just slap this on and it kind of evens out my complexion. And now for my foundation. I like to mix foundations because normally I've got one that's maybe the perfect color, but it's not really suited for my skin type, or I've got one suited for my skin type, but not the right color. So the ones that I'm going to use, I've got Makeup Forever's Matte Velvet Plus. It's a great foundation if you have oily skin. It is a little pricey. I think it's around $40, but it's just a little light for me. It's in the color 35, and I like to mix it with a drugstore foundation that is maybe meant for normal to dry skin. That's the right color, because this one's a little too light and this one's just a little dark for me at the moment. So I'm just going to unscrew this cap. And I'm going to squirt a little bit of this on the back of my hand. This is the matte foundation. So that's going to be the majority of my base. And then this lasting finish from Rimmel 25 Hour. This is in the color 200 Soft Beige, and I'm going to squirt a little bit of this onto the back of my hand as well, if I can open it, and just kind of even up the color. If you can see, they are two different colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix that with my finger. Like that. And going back to our buffing brush from Real Techniques, I am going to place whatever's left on my finger on my skin and just buff this in. And you can just do these swirling motions like I am. In areas that you need a little more coverage, you can just pounce your brush. And if it's any different color than your skin at all, bring it down your neck so it looks a little bit more natural. And I have naturally dark lips, if you've noticed, and I like to just go over them with my foundation brush. And again, if you're going to be wearing your hair up and your foundation is not the exact color of the rest of your skin, pop a little bit of that on your ear. Now I have oily eyelids, so I don't put foundation on my eyelids themselves. I use an eyeshadow primer, but feel free, if you have dry lids, to go ahead and use your foundation as a primer. I love products that can double up and perform more than one task. Just going over with a little bit more on my problem areas. That corner of your eye can get pretty dark, so I like to try to get some foundation in there. And we are done with our foundation. I'm going to let that sink into my skin and set. I'm going to go ahead and move straight on to the eyes. Now, to prime my eyes, I'm going to use, again, a paint pot from MAC. You can use any eyeshadow primer that you like. For the particular look that I'm going to do today, the color of the primer, not a big deal. It's kind of a darker, smoky eye. I wear this so often and I love it. So here is my eye drawer for the moment. Got a few different palettes in there and some fun things. So, like I said, I'm doing kind of a mid-tone brown smoky eye. It's one of my favorite looks. I think it looks beautiful on everybody. A little more dramatic than a typical day look, but I like to be a little dramatic and play up my eyes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with a base, and let's see, try to use some cheaper products today. This is the NYX eyeshadow base in the color 01. It's just a white base. And you not only use a base to prolong your eyeshadow, you use a base to help keep from creasing and to make your colors of your eyeshadows pop like they look in the pan, because sometimes the colors can be a little sheer. A primer will take care of that. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this on my finger and apply it to my eye. All the way up to the brow bone, inner corner. Give my mirror a little bit closer. And the other eye. Now our eyes are primed. I'll let you hear the lid now. I forgot to do that when I unscrewed it. This one's not very smooth. And now the fun part, picking shadows. You can pick any shadows that you like. I like ones that have a great payoff of color and tend to be a little softer. You don't have to really dig your brush in to get a good effect. So I am looking. I've got my Lorac Pro palette, which has these beautiful colors. This is the color, or this is the palette that I had planned on using, but it is about $42. And again, I've got the Lorac Pro 2, again, $42, a little cooler colors. I think this is gorgeous. And I used this in my first makeup tutorial that I did for you guys. I've also got the Naked 3 palette. These are just some of my palettes. I have tons more, unfortunately. I'm such a makeup pack rat. But these colors are very rose gold, kind of pinky undertones. So there's that, and it's a metal case. And it's ridged. It's a beautiful palette. Got the original Naked palette from Urban Decay. It has been well loved, if you can see the denting in some of these colors, but I still have not hit pan on any of these, and hit pan just means that you can see the pan below the eyeshadow. I've got a palette from Sigma Beauty. This is the Bare palette, and it's just got some great neutrals in there. Would be great for this look. I've got a Stila in the Light palette. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous palette. They may look a little plain to you, but for instance, the color Kitten, it's like a nice champagne-y color. I am absolutely in love with Kitten. that is the In the Light palette. I don't know if they still make this or not, which is a bummer. I've got a Z palette, which is just an empty magnetic palette that you can place some loose eyeshadows in. And most of these are from MAC, but I know that at least this one and one of these two is from Makeup Geek. Gorgeous, Gorgeous Shadows, one of my favorites, is from MAC. I haven't actually depotted it yet all the way, but it's called Carbonized. And I used to wear those all the time. Again, perfect for a dark and smoky eye. And that is the color. It is a deeper, cool brown. It's got a little bit of shimmer to it. It is so beautiful. I've got one more palette in here, and it is probably one of my all-time favorites. I use this so much. This is Sigma's Warm Neutrals palette. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love this color called Russet. It's just like a deep, kind of a plummy cranberry color. In the middle there, it's got a little warmth to it. Usually I use it to smoke out my outer corner, if you may have noticed. So in love with this palette. So now I have to choose between these as far as what to do today. So I'm thinking, I'm just going to go with my MAC shadows because I don't use them as often as I should. Okay, so I want to start off with a transition color is what we call it. This is just a similar to your skin tone shade that can work to help blend out darker shadows. It just gives you a little base to start with. So, my brush. Just going to use a Sigma E40 and Soft Brown from MAC. Load up just the tip, tap off your excess, and just place this all in your crease. I think that provided you have the time to sit down and really do your makeup, be very therapeutic and make you feel better about yourself, and I don't know, it's a whole creative process that I really, really enjoy. I'm gonna add a little bit of depth to that transition color. This is called Brown Script from MAC. It is a warmer brown. I really, really, really like it this time of year. So I'm just going to pop this in the crease, staying closer to the middle as opposed to blending it up. The darker the colors get, the lower on the eye they're going to go. And then once you're sure most of the color is gone, just go ahead and blend the two colors together really, really softly. And again, we want to blend. See how we're bringing the color down slightly, the darker colors. And now the color Embark, very, very, very dark brown. I think it is so beautiful, and it's matte. Just looking for the right brush. Looking for one a little bit bigger than this, but it will be a very precise color, so having a small brush might do me some good. So for this, I am just going to hold the mirror so I can place it where I want it. Occasionally your brushes may shed. It's part of it. Even the good brushes shed, unless you get completely synthetic. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this right at the lash line. And just take whatever's on the brush and kind of blend it up toward the crease. I'm going to go over that one more time. Go back to my blending brush. I think this kind of brush may actually work a little bit better for me in this color. It's showing up a little splotchy. Much better. See, it's all in your tools. And now the other eye. In case you're wondering, this is it's an E60 from Sigma. In this look, we're not winging anything out really, just keeping it concentrated on the moving lid. So now that we've got that on, I'm going to go back to this little smaller brush and flip it over and go into the color Hipster from Makeup Geek. It's kind of a soft, light tan color with a little bit of sparkle, which is why I'm going to use it for this. I'm going to pop this right in the inner corner of my eye to kind of make it pop and not be so flat and one-dimensional. And then with my finger, I'm going to go into that carbonized color that I showed you earlier. I look like I have antlers. Remember that color. And just pop it over where that dark color was. You do not have to use this many eyeshadows when you're doing a smoky eye. As long as you've got a soft transition color in the crease and a dark color on the lid, you are good to go, sister. And just going through and blending the edges of that dark color. Now, whether or not you decide to take your smoky eye below your eye is entirely up to you. I think it's a little less dramatic to leave it as is right now. And for a more dramatic look, of course, you would pop some eyeshadow below your eye, which I think I may actually go ahead and do just for the sake of this video. Back with this brush, back to carbonized, just putting it on the very tip of the brush and popping it on your lower lash line. I'm getting more comfortable bringing these colors a little bit lower under my eye. I just think it makes my eyes look more round and big, and I just like it. It's a personal preference, which makeup usually is. Not every look is going to be perfect for everybody. But this look can work on any eye shape, I think, any eye color, any ethnicity, if you've got hooded lids or a monolid, if you have Asian descent, this can still work. So I think it's a great makeup tutorial to know how to do, or a great makeup look to know how to do. Just kind of smoking that out, and our dark smoky eye is almost done. I'm going to pop a little bit of liner in my waterline, and that's what's right here next to your lashes. And this is a NYX retractable eyeliner in the color black. And now you can just draw it on your waterline. What I like to do, since I like to get my top and bottom lashes at the same time, I like to just place it and slide my eye, close my eye, and run the pencil back and forth. Now, if this creeps you out, it's totally understandable, but I've just been doing this for so long, it's just weird to do it any other way. You want to make sure you're getting both the top and bottom lash line. And if you are like me and you find that any black liner that you put inside your eyes after a couple hours starts to migrate away from your eyes or into the inner corner, a good thing to do is to take any matte black eyeshadow. I'm just going to use Carbon from MAC, and just get the tip of your brush in there, pull your lash down, and just pop the shadow on top of the liner, and it will set it. Eyeliner is a cream product, even if it's in a pencil form, so that rule of makeup is anything that you want to stay put, you need to set with some sort of powder. So this plays right into that. I'm just dabbing it on there very gently. Be very careful around your eye area. And I totally skip eyeliner with this look. If you wanted to make a winged liner or just run a pencil along your lash line and kind of smoke it out, that's up to you. I just choose not to. I don't think it's really necessary with this look. So now what I'm going to do is conceal under my eyes. Now that would be back in my face drawer, so let me grab that. I wish I had a bobby pin. I'm going to conceal under my eyes. I'm trying to use a lot of drugstore makeup. This is Revlon's Photo Ready Concealer in the color Light Medium. And I'm just going to draw under my eye. Down the side of my nose and kind of connect these, like a little triangle. You notice celebrities often have a very highlighted look, and I think it's beautiful. So that's what I like to do. Again, taking a clean finger and just kind of pat that out. And for any hard to reach areas like really close up under your eye, I like to use a brush. This is a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, but it fits really, really well under my eye and around my nose. So just kind of blend that out. And the other side. You could go ahead and draw this on all over your face all at once, but I find that it dries out a little bit if I do that by the time I get everywhere I need to go. I want to be careful under your eye. You don't want to mess up the liner or the eyeshadow that's under there. So I kind of clean it up a little bit. Now this is my face routine, obviously. Whatever face routine, if you have one, whatever one that you use, obviously is perfectly fine. I like to kind of highlight my center of my nose, my chin, and here where I tend to get a little bit of shadow happening. I kind of look like a little scary right now. And again, just buffing this in. And if at some point you find that you're just kind of smearing the product around, just clean it off a little bit on the back of your hand or your arm, and it'll work again. Okay. Now I need to set my makeup with some sort of powder. I like Ben Nye's banana powder under my eyes. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of that into my hand. Just going to take a brush, set this. And you'll see the shine start to go away. And now for the rest of my face, I'm just going to use this Dream Wonder powder from Maybelline in the color Sandy Beige. These tend to run a little darker than they look, so just be careful. I'm just going to go ahead and powder everywhere that we put some concealer. And now we're done with that. And now I'm going to move on to contouring. I'm going to use Hoola by Benefit. It's just a nice matte bronzer. And I'm going to take the same brush and find the hollows of my cheeks. Now a good way to do that, look to the side. See that line? Instant cheekbones. And just to define my jawline, the reason I contour is to make things seem like they're further back. It kind of gives you actual cheekbones now. And now for the blush. I am going to take this Essence Silky Touch blush from Ulta. These are really inexpensive and very well pigmented. This is in the color Adorable. I like a light pink blush when I'm doing a smoky eye. You want to play up one feature at a time normally, so I try to make everything else a little more demure. Just patting it on one side of my brush. Tapping it on and sweeping it back. A soft pink cheek. I think it's perfect for this look. And now just a little bit of a highlighter on my cheekbone, and you can absolutely use any highlighter that you want. The only one I've got on hand, it seems, is this one from NARS, which is super expensive, Albatross, right here in the middle. So for this, I'm just going to take a soft fluffy brush, go into it, and highlight the top of your cheekbones, so you just really notice it when it catches the light. I also like to highlight my cupid's bow. And if you're super oily and you want to leave out the highlighter, by all means, go for it. there is no right or wrong way to do makeup, so whatever your little heart desires, just do that. Now, normally people tend to curl their lashes before they apply mascara. I've got pretty curled lashes as is, so I don't need to. We are done with the face drawer, so I'm going to stick this back over here. Okay, so moving on to lashes. For my bottom lashes, I love a skinny, thin wand. And I've got a couple of those, but the one I'm going to use today is L'Oreal's Telescopic Shocking Extensions. I'm going to use these on my bottom lashes. And again, I like to do my bottom lashes before my top lashes, because if you ever mess up like that, do not rub the mascara off right away. Let it set, and then you can remove it easier. But anyway, I do my bottom lashes first, because to look down like this, inevitably your lashes are going to hit your eyelid, and that's not good because you'll get wet mascara on your eyeshadow. I just kind of like to do a zigzag pattern when I'm applying my mascara. And now I'm going to show you that you can go ahead and rub this mascara away. Make sure your finger is clean. Maybe just a hair of a touch-up. And we're good to go. Bottom lashes are done. Moving on to the top ones. I like something that has a bit of a bigger wand. The one I'm going to be starting out with, because I like to layer my mascaras, is Tarte's Lights Camera Flashes. And this is a super cute packaging, is it not? It looks like snakeskin, and it's gold and maybe leather. I have no idea, but it's super cool. This brush is monstrous. Very spiky looking, maybe a little scary to some of the men out there watching. Just like to kind of comb through my top lashes. I love this mascara. It's one of my all-time favorites. Tarte is not exactly cheap, but it's not as expensive as, say, YSL or Tom Ford. This works really, really well at getting those outer lashes that tend to want to hide. And it scrapes off enough of the product so that you can really get into any area without getting clumps, which I hate. So those are pretty awesome lashes from just one coat of mascara. I'm going to go ahead and put another coat on. And now the last part of the eyes are the brows. I usually like to save my brows for last because if I do them first and I've kind of overdone them, then my whole eye look is just thrown off. So I just like to kind of assess my brows after I've gotten the rest of my eye makeup on. So in order to do that, I'm going to use some matte shadows again. You know what? I'm not. I'm going to use this It Cosmetics Your Brows But Better pencil. And this is cool because if you've got really light brows and really light hair, you can use this. If you've got really dark brows and really dark brow hair, you can use this. The lighter your touch, the lighter the color shows up. So it's pretty cool. I'm just going to brush through my brows. See what exactly we're working with here. And the darkest part of your brows naturally is the back part, so I like to start there, kind of fill that in. Just light little feathery strokes that would look like hair. And I am totally satisfied with just leaving that as is because the front part of your brow is naturally lighter, so I'm good with leaving that alone. Now to match the other one up. My brows are kind of sparse on the back side, which is why I love to fill in my brows. And there we go, all done. And you take the other end, the little spoolie, and brush through just to make them look a little bit more natural. And there's a good saying out there, brows are meant to be sisters, not twins. So you want them to look pretty similar, but not identical. So that's what we got going on right now. I'm going to apply some more mascara. This is xoxo's Skinny Brush. I love this. It's in a squeeze tube, so you get every last bit of mascara. The wand looks like this. Now, I normally wear false lashes when I do videos, and that's only because I think that my eyes kind of look like they're missing a little something when I film. Now, day-to-day life, I don't wear lashes that often, unless it's a special occasion and me and the fiance are going out somewhere. So now everything is done but our lips. And I've got my lip drawer, but I'm not going to show that to you because I'm only going to pick a couple things out of there. I've got my EOS lip balm. Make sure your lips are nice and moisturized if you're going to wear a matte lipstick, because matte lipsticks show imperfections, just like matte foundations show imperfections. Gotta make sure you got a great canvas to work with. This is a MAC lipstick called Viva Glam 2. It looks like this. It's a very neutral mauve color. glides on so smooth. It gives you a matte finish. I love it. And that is it. We are done. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I am on Facebook now, Tami ASMR. I'll have a link below. Check it out. Again, I am always taking suggestions for future videos, and I've got a list of your suggestions. So if you haven't seen your video yet, don't worry, you probably will. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, guys, I hope you sleep well, have sweet dreams, and I will see you in my next video.